I didn't realize not wearing sleeves would make me look even whiter than I thought I would, but here we are. What's up, everybody? My name is Moo. I'm a college student who loves reading, and I'm here to share my love with all of you. I'm trying to be consistent with my intros. I want to be a real YouTuber. Woo! Anyways, I'm so glad to be back filming. I was sick last week and I didn't get to film, and that was not fun. In fact, I almost didn't upload a video last week, which was the week that I uploaded Excuse you. Move your butt. My cat's being loud. I'm distracted by my cat, guys. Say hello, this is Tiger. He's my baby. A little bit quiet. Okay, bye. Oh. Anyways, I was so upset because I couldn't film at all last week because I was sick and I lost my voice. My voice was completely gone. I almost didn't upload a video on time because I was just too sick to edit my videos. So that was really upsetting. But I did it. I got the video up. It's the Reformed Vampire support group one. You can see it right here. And yeah, I'm back. And my voice is back, I think. I might be hacking a little bit off camera, but you won't see that, so it doesn't matter. Today we will be reviewing Tell the Wolves I'm Home by Carol Rafka Brunt. My sister actually recommended this book to me. I don't usually take recommendations from people. Usually I find all the books that I want to read online. So reading a recommendation from my sister was a nice little change, and I ended up liking it. So thank you, Gladys. I know you watch my videos. At least I hope you watch my videos. You said you were. But thanks for this. I ended up reading a book I really enjoyed. Before we get into it, I want to say that this book covers the topic of AIDS. It is not a book to be taken lightly. So like I've said in the past, please protect your mental health before viewing this video. Your mental health is more important than a view, and I hope you guys all know that. I hope you have a wonderful day if you're gonna click off. But for those of you who want to stay around, let's read the summary. 1987. The only person who has ever truly understood 14-year-old Jane Elvis is her uncle, the renowned painter Finn Weiss. Shy at school and distant from her older sister, June can be herself only in Finn's company. He is her godfather, confidant, and best friend. So when he dies, far too young, of a mysterious illness her mother can barely speak about, June's world is turned upside down. But Finn's death brings a surprise acquaintance into June's life. At the funeral, June notices a strange man lingering just beyond the crowd. A few days later, she receives a package in the mail containing a beautiful teapot she recognized from Finn's apartment and a note from Toby, the stranger, asking for an opportunity to meet. As the two begin to spend time together, June realizes she's not the only one who misses Finn, and that this unexpected friend just might be the one she needs the most. Now, as you may have been able to grasp from the summary, this is 1987, where the AIDS epidemic was at its peak. If you can hear my brother in the back, I'm really sorry. I'm gonna tell him to shut up now. He caught my cold, so he's here with me right now. Quiet! Anyways, this novel is set in 1987 when the AIDS epidemic was at its peak. It is not a light read, it is very depressing, and it is pretty dark. Based on what you could handle, I wouldn't call it the darkest piece of fiction out there. It's not unnecessarily, dark and angsty or whatever, but it is still dark. It's not the type of book I'd read for escapism like I like to. I either like to read to escape or I read to learn about other places and other cultures and other, everything. This helped me learn more about the AIDS epidemic in the 1980s. As you are probably able to guess, June's Uncle Finn died of AIDS. He was a gay man who died of AIDS. The problem is, and I'm not saying this is a problem with the book, I'm just saying the problem is we don't know why. We actually never learn how it is that Finn died of AIDS. Finn has a boyfriend named Toby, who is who June meets, and they connect over time. They actually become best friends. And I know from the outside, as someone who hasn't read the book yet, that probably sounds weird. A 30-something-year-old man and a 14-year-old girl being friends is not really something you see often, especially not with good intentions. But here Toby is trying to extend a hand to June and to meet up with her and hang out with her, only with the intention to connect with someone that his boyfriend regarded so highly of, his boyfriend's niece. And I won't lie, it made me uneasy as a reader as well. I liked Toby right off the bat. I thought he was a great person. I thought he was a great character in the novel. But it was weird. June was also a very complex character. She was a 14-year-old girl and an outcast in the 1980s. I thought that this was an interesting character to choose to be the main character of a novel about AIDS. She is not someone who was necessarily directly impacted by AIDS in the sense that she herself got the disease. Instead, her uncle, who she loved more than anyone, perhaps more than she should have, died from a disease that no one knew anything about. While not the same as someone who didn't live through the 80s, I could definitely equate that with COVID on a couple levels. During the early days of the pandemic, we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know how the virus spread. It was a scary time to be alive. The 80s for sexually active gay men were probably an extremely scary time too. There was this looming sense of death hanging over all of them, and in their community, people were dying left and right, and they were helpless. They were hopeless. I can't imagine what that would be like. However, we don't see the community that came with the AIDS epidemic. We saw the AIDS epidemic through a 14-year-old girl whose only friend was her uncle, who subsequently died from AIDS. Brent did a good job of making June seem so much like a teenager. She was so standoffish with Toby at first. She was a 14-year-old kid with complex emotions that I could relate to as a 14-year-old kid. That wasn't too long ago for me. She wasn't always the most likable character, and she made stupid mistakes that a 14-year-old girl would make. But that made her seem that much more real, that much more authentic. What I really liked about this book is that, much like Beasts of a Little Land, these characters were ones that you could pull off the page and interact with in real life. They were all fully fleshed out characters that had their own backstories and personality traits. They all seemed different even though they were written by the same person. I keep getting bothered by so many people, and by people I mean people and cats, and I'm going crazy. This book not only follows the central thread of June meeting Toby. There's a dog outside! I'm fine. This book not only centers around June and her relationship with Finn's boyfriend Toby, but it not only follows June and Toby, it also follows June's life in general, her relationship with her sister, her personal life doing her own thing, her relationship with her parents, and I really appreciated that. I really liked all of the interactions between her and her sister. While my sister and I don't fight as much as Greta and June do, in fact, we don't really fight at all, I feel like our relationship is a lot like Greta's and June's. I'm the older sister who's more feminine, into, boy bands and princesses and like all this girly stuff, who has all these friends and are into all these things, whatever. And my sister is more of, You know, the nerdy type who doesn't care about the things that I do, who I wouldn't call an outcast, but also doesn't fit in with a lot of people. I think the way that Greta and June interacted with each other when they were kids is very similar to how we did when we were kids. I just really found a connection in their sibling relationship and mine with my own sister. I think my favorite thing about the story is that there was no main character armor. Often we use that term to talk about the main characters who go through life and death situations and make it out basically unscathed. But there was none of that in this book. June went through hardships. June had terrible times. There was no happy ending to this story, but that's life. We still don't know how Finn and Toby got AIDS. They were together before the epidemic broke out, so I don't know what happened. And I think that's life. You don't know everything. Sometimes you'll never get the answers to things in life, and that's just how it goes. As the wise Scott Cawthon once said, some things are best left forgotten. Yes, I did just quote the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's. You're welcome. Move your butt. You see why I need to film alone? Overall, I just liked the realness of this book. I like that it reflected life very well, and it seemed very, very, very historically accurate. Carol Brunt did mention that she did take some liberties just to make the story fit better. However, she had researched it very well, and she did an amazing job putting me in the setting of 1987 in New York. Now, who would I recommend this book to? I'd recommend this book to those into contemporary fiction, those in the LGBTQ community. I know I can't really say much as a straight girl, but I think it's good. And I think that you guys would really enjoy it. So to my 7 friends in the community, hopefully you're watching this, read it. And then for everyone else, you know, read it if you want. Most importantly, people into contemporary fiction and those in the LGBT community, yeah, pick this up if you want. It may get uncomfortable at times, but again, that's life. It's a very uncomfortable topic of real life in 355 pages. Pick it up if you want. But with that out of the way, I'm going to leave it for now. There is so much noise going on, and I'm going a little bit crazy. But I hope you had an amazing day. If you liked the video, like the video if you'd like, subscribe if you'd like, and comment down below. Comment down below your favorite book series. But that is all I have for today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye! Hello.